Okay, this is going to wind up being a catch-up vlog. I know, I started vlogging because I was getting behind, rather, when I was typing entries. Now I'm getting behind when I'm recording them as videos. I can only chalk it up to having kind of a bit of a lot on my mind and getting busy with work and housework and whatnot, so. A little bit of an addendum from Tuesday night, the library trip. I'm walking past the shelf of new books, new additions to the library's collection, and I chalk this up to another case of I can't get away from all things H.P. Lovecraft. The library has recently acquired a copy of Leslie S. Klinger's The New Annotated H.P. Lovecraft, which I got back in October, I believe. And I spotted this and I'm thinking to myself, I cannot get away from this guy. Would I want to? But that remains to be seen or not. This is like the second or third Lovecraftian collection that they've got in the past year or so, and I'm starting to think there's somebody on the library staff that's as, well, maybe not as big a Lovecraft fan as I am, but is very much into it. Very much into the old gent's works, which, I don't blame them. It's like, I wouldn't say we wouldn't have people like Stephen King and Caitlin R. Kiernan, but they might be very different writers. Were it not for the inspiration they got from a certain fellow from Providence. Anyway, moving right along. The sad thing is when you have to do catch-up entries, then you have to remember what happened on what day. Let's see now. Okay, Wednesday. Wednesday was Earth Day, so my main project for that day, besides going out to do some small errands, was picking up the papers and trash and whatnot in the ditch in front of our house. There's a dip in the ground between the sidewalk and the hill that our house sits on top of, so we tend to refer to it as the ditch, or the moat, as sometimes it becomes when there's been a lot of rain, or it's flooding, or the town decides to clean out the fire hydrant, which basically means turning the thing on and just letting the water rush out of it, so we wind up with this, torrent of water going right into our ditch, so we've been known to get a foot of water in the ditch. So, anyway, once all the snow and ice and whatnot had melted, I took it into my head, okay, gotta pick up the papers. Plus, it was Earth Day, so good day to do a little yard cleanup and get rid of the trash. So that was Earth Day. Thursday was laundry day. I had a massive amount of laundry to do, so I didn't get a whole lot. I won't say I didn't get a whole lot done, but it was, I was busy with that since, I don't mind doing laundry. I actually rather like it because it's the sort of thing, you put it into wash, you put the load into wash, you turn the washer on, put the soap in, then, you walk away and you can do something else while it's chugging, so. It's not something like dishes where you have to stand there and do it, because it does itself. So, I don't mind laundry. So, it was Thursday, and today was a work day. Today was not fun. I was working with one of the newer cashiers that was recently hired, and it was her first day. Basically, this was the day they took the training wheels off. She was on her own trying to, ring stuff through, and she was doing a good job. I just think this poor kid just needs a little bit of a confidence boost, but, I was sympathetic. I listened to her, I assured her, they're not going to get mad at you for whatever, you've got more. I didn't exactly say you got more to worry about from the customers, but I did tell her some of my war stories, The infamous story of the woman that picked up a bag that had a 5-pound bag of sugar in it. Picked it up, glared at the bag, glared at me, and said, "Why is this bag so heavy?" And I said, "Ma'am, that's your 5-pound bag of sugar." She looks into the bag to make sure that I didn't put an anvil or something in there. And I'm just kind of mentally shaking my head because 5-pound bag of sugar is a 5-pound bag of sugar. If I could bend the laws of physics to make the bags lighter, I wouldn't be working in the grocery store. I'd be working for CERN or something, Or my other favorite was I put a half-gallon carton of orange juice in a bag by itself. Person picks it up, customer picks it up, glares at the bag, looks at me and says, "Why is it so heavy?" And I'm like, "It's a carton of orange juice." What I was tempted to do was say, I can make it lighter and drink some of it because I'm kind of thirsty here. But I didn't. I behaved myself. The thing is, there's a lot of things I'd like to say to my customers. But I don't dare say it because I know I'm probably going to get my handsome, my good-looking self in trouble. I just call myself my handsome self. I've been role-playing Jack Harkness quite a bit in various role-play memes and whatnot, and various meme, RP meme comms and whatnot, so Jack's been allowed in Headspace. So I won't exactly say I've started talking like him, but his speech pattern does occasionally rub off on me. It can be a little surreal sometimes. It's like, oh great, I'm doing the thing now. Which, not a bad thing since our boy is, cheery and flirtatious, and you have a hard time you have a hard time, you can't help but like him, even if he can be a bit annoying, and, do you flirt with everything with a pulse? He's the kind of character I matched to. If you knew him in real life, he'd drive you crazy. Anyway, so, haven't got much writing done today, at least not yet, but the day isn't over. Because work was busy and tiring, I was kind of tired when I got home, so I basically curled up on under the covers with the Stephen King anthology that I've been reading lately, The Night Shift, or maybe it's just Night Shift. Anyway, interesting collection of stories. He's got one that was the basis for Salem's Lot, more or less. That one was interesting. It kind of reminded me of, H.P. Lovecraft's The Rats in the Walls, combined with elements of Dunwich horror, only with vampires. Although, a certain interdimensional critter who figures in Dunwich horror does turn up. I won't let out too much, obviously. I'll probably let quite a bit out, but anyway. Whoa. I really liked that one. I think that's one of my favorites in the collection so far. Another one was I believe the title is Night Surf, and it was the story that he eventually based The Stand off of, and that's another of his that I keep meaning to read and haven't got to yet because the thing is a 900-page behemoth. How he cranks out these doorstop novels about one a year is like, Uncle Stephen, I wish I had your productivity. Then again, I also have a day job at a grocery store. Plenty of Christopher horror stories there. That's my place in my mental book. Anyway, well, maybe it's just as well. Probably shouldn't belabor the fact, and maybe I should leave it here and get this off to you. So, you all take care, and you have a good weekend, and don't take any wooden nickels.